Good morning. Good morning. Good to see everyone here. It's been a long time. It's good to get back and pick up with all our classes and Zooms and get it all going again. So we're headed for a new year, new day. Wonderful. I think we'll all embrace that, won't we?
Yes.
For sure. So we're going to take a look first as a review of the I Can See Clearly Now. And um, one of the music styles that I talked about using was Parrot Buffet. That's for Jimmy Buffett, in case you weren't aware of that. We also talked about using the category setup jazz. We also talked about the modern category as well. And we went ahead and reviewed the music map, which will be good if you recall that because the I write the songs that we're going to do is quite a music map. So we'll delve into that a little bit. But if you're using Parrot Buffet, let me just swing around here. Put the camera so you can see. There we go. So here's Parrot Buffet. Here's the fill. So after 4 beats, it takes a pause for another 8. So when we have a whole measure, like on line 2, we want to use the fill for the whole rest measure, 4 beats. But then let go because we don't want it to run into that pause for 2 beats so we can jump back in. So let me show you what I mean. Hey, any questions about that? No? Now, some other styles we talked about that we could use. One was a rumba. One was a cha-cha, which the fill was very good on the cha-cha. Like we can check that out here. Where's my cha-cha? Oh, passed it. Here's my cha-cha. And my fill. Again, you only want it to run for 4 beats because if not, it'll do that kind of beat cha-cha-cha. So we want to be careful how we apply the fill. The fills are really good, and that takes a little bit of listening on your part to see when you like it, how long it is, and also how much of it do you want to apply? Do you want to apply 1 measure's worth or 2? Whatever. So it's really good to listen to that. Just letting some people in here. Really good to listen to that so that you know what you're going to do. I mean, when we start out as more of a beginner player, we tend to start out just using the fill anywhere we have to hold a note. And we don't have the insight yet and understanding of should I hold the fill more than 1 measure or just 1 measure, or should I touch it and let go real fast? We also don't have the insight of what beat do you actually do the fill. If you hit the fill on beat 3, you're only going to get one beat of a fill. So that kind of defeats the purpose of what you can have. So we need to give that a little bit of thought depending on the song you're playing. You may want the fill to run longer or shorter. But it's a great feature to use and it requires no skill set other than just applying the fills. It's very good. So, and the last style, music style we talked about that could also be used was feeling so good. So we had several opportunities there to try different styles. Would someone like to play?
I have a Joanie.
Okay.
I used Calypso.
Calypso. Okay. Good job. Very nice.
Thank you.
Was that synthesized sound coming from the calypso itself, or were you on a modern category?
Nope, from the Calypso itself.
Okay. And I heard it transposed.
Yes.
Very nice. Very good. Good sound
Thank-
choices. Very nice, Gary. Thank you.
Thank
Someone
you.
else.
Joanie, this is Lavon. I have it.
Okay, Levon.
Yes,
And what music style did you use?
I also use Calypso.
Oh, okay. Good. Very nice. Good job. I love the echoes that you did.
Thank you.
That was awesome. And then even a little more improvisation on the long holds on the third page. Very nice. Very, very nice. Good
Thank you.
job. Okay, any questions on that one? No?
There,
Question? Somebody have a question for me?
you can sit back down.
Are you talking to me? I guess not. Okay. So we're going on today to I Write the Songs. And I Write the Songs is the signature style is Write the Songs that was made for this. If you don't have that, you could also use Soft Gospel. And if you're on an Easy 10, which I have had someone joining us on an Easy 10, you can use Gospel Guitarist. Now, when we go to the bridge, which is after the first ending, at the second ending, that begins the bridge. If you're on Write the Songs, you're going to want to turn on your alter style there, because that's meant for that bridge part. If you happen to be using Gospel Guitarist on an Easy 10, at the bridge, you're going to use the fill and you're going to hold the fill the whole time. So that's how you would do that until we get um, to for me, it's my third page, which is the last page after the lyrics. At the top of my page, it says Worldwide Symphony. That's where you turn your altar style off or let go of your fill. Okay? So, this is a real good song to apply the altar style because it's just perfect for this. But now, I'd like to have a little discussion with you about which chord do you think you start the introduction on?
Look out, Watson.
I'm sorry?
G. G.
G would be a
G
logical
is the,
answer,
yes.
but it is not correct.
G is in George.
This, right, G is in George. I heard you.
I would go E flat.
This song, E flat, no. This song does what we call modulates or transposes. So, for the beginning section of the song, the last chord for the beginning section is actually
F.
the last chord of ending number 1,
So it's F.
which is
F.
F. And then when you do, now, if you play a G for the intro, and then you go to your first chord, E flat, you'll hear that it doesn't sound right. You should try it out for yourself. And I may try it out here too. And if you try just to start on the E flat, your ear will probably say something's missing, which would be correct. So this song, because it changes keys, the first section is the section that we're going to start, and the ending of the first section is that final chord, which is F. So pretty different than what we've been accustomed to in the past. But you will need to make a note, the F chord for the intro, for the beginning of the song. But we don't end up ending up anywhere near that toward the end of the song because we're in a totally different key. So the other thing to be mindful of is your accidentals. When the song does change keys, now we end up seeing a lot of sharps. Remember that sharps always go to the right, the black key to the right. Flats go to the left. We're going to work with all sharps in this song. Okay?
Flat.
On the third page, for me, the lyrics are, it's from me, it's for you, it's from me, it's for you. They're all triplets. So, how many beats does a set of triplets get?
1.
One. Correct. Because these are eighth note triplets. So triplets, eighth note triplets, 3 notes have to fit into one beat. And then we have, on that last line, we have 3 sets of them and then an eighth note. Here's a suggestion. If you have gotten the triplets down and you're feeling comfortable with that, and then you come to the last 2 eighth notes and you go, I can't make the adjustment from 3 sets of triplets to 2 eighth notes. And that's very well possible. Depends on rhythmically, where your skill is at. If that happens, instead of the last 2 eighth notes that are both C's, play them as triplets. Play 3 C's instead of 2. Because you're on a roll playing triplets, so your finger's comfortable with that. And in your mind, triplet, 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 triplet. it might be easier for you to do that last beat as a set of triplets instead of eighth notes. That's just a little suggestion if you need it. If you don't need it, great. But we can vary because we can. Oops, I just knocked myself off here. Sorry about that. There we go. That sometimes that might be helpful for you, so that's why I'm suggesting that. Okay. Now let's go to the beginning of the song, if you will. And on line 2 for me, the lyrics in the beginning of it, or I wrote the very first song, and that song is an F chord. I played an F major 7th, which if you're playing easy play, you would play an F and an E. F major 7 there. At the bottom of the first page, last line for me, the lyric is songs. It's a G minor. And between the G minor and the C7, you want to do the fill there. But just for that amount of time.
Let's see, G minor.
So the lyrics leading up to that are, I put the words and the melodies together. I am music, and I write the songs. That's in the beginning of the song. Okay? Just prior to the first ending, there's a C7 chord in the beginning of the first measure. I played a G as in George, minor 7th, and then on the third beat, that's where I played the C7. So all we're doing there is just detaining the C7th from happening. And on the second ending, after you've played the F chord and the F note, that's where you want to put your alter style on, because now we start the transition. Kind of similar to where we talked about the set of triplets is on that second ending, you're playing all eighth notes. And when you turn the page, if that's the case on your music, it is on mine, you get a set of triplets and then the eighth notes. But your hand technically is already on a roll playing all eighth notes. To make the lyrics work, you need those triplets. But to play it your way and your interpretation, if you need to keep those as 2 eighth notes, you could do that, an E and a B. Since it's followed by two more eighth notes, you might find that a little bit easier for yourself. And like I said, I'm just trying to give you tips on how to take, not necessarily shortcuts, but how to make it a little bit easier for you, especially if you are a person who either struggles with rhythms or struggles a little bit of staying on the beat. So I try to give you a few hints here and there how to ensure that it might be a little bit easier to stay on the beat. And then when I come toward the end, let's see, the lyrics there are, after the triplets, it's for you, it's from me, it's for you, it's a worldwide symphony. That's where you turn off the alter style. If you're on, write the songs. Okay? And just before the last line, the fourth line. For me, I write the songs. I write the songs. That's where you're going to want to use the fill. I will say that this is not the easiest song to play. And the reason for it is because it changes keys. So if you get to the bridge and you start fumbling a little bit, don't be alarmed because your fingers have to get in a different mode because now you're in a different key. So they're going to do definitely different things. So, and you know, if you play any other Barry Manilow music, you really have to listen to the music he does because he almost in every song I think I've ever heard him sing, he transposes, sometimes many times. So if you're trying to find out, well, what do I use for the first chord? You got to listen to where's the ending section of the first part of the song. That's going to be the chord where you find it. If the song has not been transposed, like most of our music is not, then you don't have to worry about it. You're good to use the last chord of the song, and sometimes it requires us using the first chord for the intro. But when you have any music that's been in multiple keys and transposed, then you have to look a little deeper to figure it out. And actually, you don't have to look real hard because you can pick up the phone and call me and I'll tell you. So if you don't want to figure it out, that's fine. You can always make a phone call to me. But that's how to do it. Any questions? No? All right. So I'm going to start with write the songs. And before we do that, let's just take a look at the music map. You're going to come through the first page, second page to ending number 1. And there you see a set of dots, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Go back to the beginning, play it all again, and just before box number 1, that's where you skip down to box number 2. Now, I'm telling you there to apply the alter style, and you want to change your sound because this is the bridge. And so what else should I do there to bide me some time?
Easy FX.
Yes, I need the fill. Definitely. Because it might take you a measure to do that, which is okay. That's why we have it. We have a great feature. At any point in time, you can tell the musicians to take over and bide you a measure or two, and that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to start with write the songs. And let me get the camera here so you can see what I'm doing. I think that's pretty good. And I'll call that up for you. Write the songs. Here we go. Alrighty. So, first chord again is what?
F.
F, correct. Very good. Alrighty, here we go. Show you what it sounds like if I start on a G. Here's a G intro. Let me put a little more sounds here on the lower chords so you can hear it. Now listen to the E flat. tell? It
Yes.
definitely didn't sound right, did
Yes.
it?
No,
No,
very terrible.
definitely not. So we need that F chord for the intro. So here we'll start. I want to get something a little bit lighter because
What does it sound like with the E flat intro?
we can try that as well. Here you go. What you won't hear if you start with the E flat is you won't hear a transitional chord that leads you into that. Here's what it sounds like. Could you hear a difference?
Yes.
There was no transition leading into it, and you need that transitional chord. And if you listen to the recordings of it, you will hear that transitional chord. So we're going to go one more time. We're going to use the F chord, and here we go. Back to the beginning. Okay, I'm going to put my alter style on. Alter style off. Okay. Questions. So the way I played it, before you have a question, let me just share this with you. I played the melody like I would hear it. You notice that I didn't stick rhythmically to how Leonard has written, with straight eighth notes, quarter notes, whatever, because that's not the way I would hear it. As long as you stay within your 4 beats in each measure, you can take the liberties on rhythmically how you play. So, for instance, let's see what I did. I don't even remember. You hear how I'm changing the rhythm? If everything's metronomic, it's not going to sound musical. On the second part, listen to this rhythm. It's very metronomic. That's not the way we know this song. We know this song like this. Okay? Questions? Check out that F sharp minor to the A chord before you start playing, or before you start playing the bridge, because those are that chord progression itself. F sharp minor to A is a common chord progression, but not one so much in the music that we play. So you may want to just make sure you got your fingers in the right place before you attempt to do that. Otherwise, the F sharp minor might make you stumble, and I don't want you to stumble. Could you hear difference rhythmically? How I modified it? Yeah,
Definitely.
it does not have to be stringent, note for note, how Leonard wrote. Does not have to be like that. As long as you keep within your 4 beats. That's what's important. Questions? Nothing?
Joni,
Yes.
on the very end, you held the fill on the E minor chord with the letter G on songs. You held it all the way to the end. Is that correct?
Oh, I see. The E minor chord? No, I just did
Right.
it for that one measure.
Okay, it sounded like there was more going on in the background.
Well, I think I did it for one measure, but I shouldn't swear to it. Let's check it out. No, just 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I just did the one measure. Good question. Thank you. Anyone else?
Just a side note, your chords on your organ again are sounding very staticky coming through. I don't know if anybody else is hearing that, but I am. Remember we had a problem with your sound a while
Just
ago?
the chords?
Just the
I
chords,
think there
the
were too
lower
many mics
keyboard.
open.
I think there's
Sorry?
Too many mics open is what causes it.
That could be, or it could be my mic, because my mic is on the left, My mic might be picking up the lower chords. So what we'll do next time is I'll try turning my mic off and see if that makes a difference. But I did mute everyone, but some of you have unmuted yourself, and any background thing like that is going to make a difference for you. So, all right. Well, I'm so glad to have you back, and I hate to see it, but I hate to say it, but I love to say it. I look forward to seeing you next year. It'll be a new year. And I have the songs chosen, and I will be sending it out an email for you this week, so you'll know what the next month's songs will be. Okay? Great to see you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. So glad we're going to just enter into a new world. Won't that be wonderful?
Yes.
Okay. You have a blessed day and a blessed week, and I will see you next year.
Okay, Happy New Year.
Happy
Thanks.
New Year,
everybody.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Joanie.
You're very welcome. My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.